Hi, I'm Edgar Hernandez.
And I'm Nuri Robles. And this is
Bar Talking
Bar, your access to the heartbeat of New York City's bar and hospitality scene.
Hosted straight from the city that never sleeps, we sit down with bartenders, brands and ambassadors, hospitality pros, and cocktail lovers.
Whether it's the art of bartending, the hustle behind hospitality, or the wildest bar tales, expect raw conversations and industry secrets.
Listen to the people who pour your favorite cocktails and keep the nightlife alive.
If you love bars, spirits, and the stories that bring them to life, follow us, share, and subscribe to keep the conversations flowing.
The podcast that you didn't know you need.
New episodes weekly.
Welcome. I'm Edgar Hernandez.
And I'm Nuri Robles.
And this is Bar Talking Bar. The podcast to mom told you you never needed it. But this is it. This is where you're going to listen to. This is where you'll find it.
How's your weekend?
It's been great so far. It's been a raining weekend.
A little foggy, yeah. But today we're going to try to make everything work out because we're going to have a very fun episode.
You guys are ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's say the name of it. 1, 2, 3.
Natasha Bermudez. ¡Bienvenida!
Bienvenida al podcast que tu mamá no quería que estuvieras. Here. Those are facts. He's like, so you're really going to be a bartender? I'm like, yep. For whoever doesn't know you, do you want to introduce yourself, please, to the audience?
I am a New York-born Dominican Republic race. How do you say that? Well, no, I was born here, and I grew up in the Dominican Republic.
Dominican yolk.
Yeah, Dominican yolk. Half Boricua, too, but very proud of my Dominican heritage and very, very happy to be from the Caribbean.
You're very Caribbean. I like that. I love that. So how old were you when you moved to the Dominican Republic?
I was like 4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so baby. But I was born in the Heights, and my brother was born in the Heights too. We were the first, my mom's side, to be Dominican, so first generation. And I came back to the States when I turned 18.
So when you moved here, what did you do? Like you start working or you went to school? Or?
So I went to school. I went first to FIU for English as a second language. Mm-hmm. Although I was already speaking and understanding English because of my dad's side of the family, been from Puerto Rico and New York. We were like very much like Spanglish was something that I grew up with.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But I definitely needed a little reinforcement when I moved here, and especially to go to school. So I did a couple years of that. Then I went to school for political science, and I dropped out. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. And I just started working as a hostess at a random restaurant. It was kind of sketchy, not gonna lie. Underage. Under 21, underage for the United States. And from there, I decided to go to cosmetology school.
Okay.
I was serving at this point, and I stumbled into having to cover shift for my roommate who worked at the same restaurant as me. And she was a bartender. And she was like, I really need somebody to cover me this Sunday. And I'm like, well, I kind of know like the drinks that we make the most, which were like shaken, dirty martinis in a Boston shaker. You serve it on the side with the dirty eyes, Manhattans and old fashions, and then a bunch of wine. It was the days when everybody was bartending on glass and tin, and my hands, I have photos of my hands just cut everywhere. So I was messing up big time. Breaking those shakers into my eyes was like a Friday night ritual at one point. Yeah. It was embarrassing, but it's okay. That's why I don't build in glass.
I mean, I think like when you work in the bar, obviously, like you say, it's embarrassing, but also it's like, damn, now I'm behind like 10 minutes because you have to
burn the eyes.
Yeah. Oh my God. To me, that's like, it's okay. We're we're gonna get it.
I think
We're gonna get it right.
We've all
tonight.
been through the same situation. It's a non, either a glass or a bottle sometimes happens,
I always say, if you break a glass, expect the other two to break. I said to everybody, I'm like, we broke a glass, two more are gonna break. It's that kind of night.
You drop it in muscle talk.
Yeah. No, but that restaurant job was it was actually Dos Caminos. So Dos Caminos it was a Dos Caminos in Soho, right next to Pegu Club.
Oh,
so,
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was bartending there. I worked at a few other places right before then. Like my first winter in New York City, which was depressing. I had full on insomnia because I came from being in the Caribbean, then being in Miami, and then moving to New York, and poof.
Yeah, from beautiful weather.
Oh my God, yeah, the winter was horrible. So I was working at a diner, and I just was serving there and hostessing. And when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go look for a city job, and I did that, and those people gave me the opportunity, and they put me behind the bar with this bartender from Greece, and he told me, okay, this is how you do it. Who wants a margarita? And then 5 people will raise their hand, and they say, you're gonna make 10. Oh. They asked it's 5 people, you're gonna make 10. So yeah, so it was an immediately high volume for me, and it was a really fun experience, terrifying, and I got to work right next to one of the most legendary New York City bars. I had no freaking idea what was happening next door to me, but once I went in, I was like, oh, fuck.
You went to Pegu.
I got to go to Pegu Club.
You're next door, of course.
I know, but everybody will talk about it, and I'm like, okay, I guess I should go. I'm new in New York City. Cocktails were not, on my radar to be, a career. I was still working in fashion. I was still working for a brand, making jewelry. So I really didn't think I was going to be where I'm at right now.
This is where the path was built.
It was really where it was built, and it also shows that sometimes life is gonna give you what you need and what you want.
Exactly. That's a good.
I think life sends you lemons and limes.
And you make margaritas.
Send me limes. I make many margaritas.
And talking about you coming from the Caribbean and being from rum home. Mm-hmm. Why don't we taste some of that little bit of rum that you brought?
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is Pa'Lante.
You can talk a little bit.
Yeah. So Pa'Lante is let me serve you guys first, please.
Yeah.
Pa'Lante is a Mexican rum made by Cuban master blender, owned by a Cuban family. Eric and Eddie, shout out to them. They're amazing.
Yes.
So we make it in Chiapas. This is our reposado, right over here, made from sugarcane and molasses. We use Mexican oak and American oak. This one is aged 6 months, like a reposado tequila, but in American oak. Close fermentation, and it's 120 proof. A lot of people probably tasted this around the city before we got it to full production and bottle. Eric and Eddie were really adamant about making rum for bartenders. And when I joined the company, I was very much love rum. Again, I grew up drinking rum at the beach, Brugal and Coke in a styrofoam cup, tying up the little mesh around my foot, my ankle. But when I tasted agricole and when I tasted sugarcane rum, I was like, yo, this is where it's at. And this was made for us to make really fun cocktails.
I want to start by cheering you out, and thank you for being here today, joining us, and talking a little bit about yourself and about this beautiful rum. It's delicious. I love this. This rather good thing is will be a great minister for cocktails.
Yeah, I love it because you literally smell cane sugar.
Yeah,
cane sugar more than vanilla. It's cane sugar.
Yeah, it doesn't have any dosage, so everything is natural. And more than anything, to me, rum for Caribbean people is very much part of our culture and the culture that we bring to with the brand. It's very much about like the diaspora of our people and making a statement that rum is not just a trend, but it's very much like still part of who we are. I get a little emotional talking about the brand because I love it very much.
Yeah, and I love what you guys are doing because you mentioned earlier that you are guys building a community behind not just the brand but also the Pa'Lante house. Can you tell us a little bit about
Casa Pa'Lante. So Casa Pa'Lante is this beautiful project that we had for a full year. It was a pop-up in Williamsburg. Today's actually our closing party. So we essentially created, we're at a party today. We created this space where we were able to do cultural events, not just for bartenders, but for the consumers. So we had showcases of art from different parts of Latin cultures. We did music shows. We had movie premieres. We had events for industry that were just, collecting like thoughts and time with people and like being able to create experiences and sharing experiences. So again, very much of like, we're more than just a rum, we're culture and we are part of, what it means to be Caribbean.
Yeah, and I feel like you came also in this generation of like the new generation of like creating a community, not just like working and make the check and stuff like that, and not like you said, creating community, but also showing where we're coming from and make sure that people are well represented.
It's really important for us, especially these these days, to like stick together, but also take space in other spaces. Like, like we are a very strong community and we should move forward. You have to go through all of those to get to any of us, but we need to take space in spaces where otherwise we wouldn't be.
Yeah,
and also I feel like that mentality is like you said, you either ask for a space, you create it, or you just like force them, because the other way around is like probably wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
But that's great. I'm gonna go back a little bit, and I want to ask you. So you went to Pico Club. You were still working at this Salinas, and then where do you go from there? Do you go to a different bar? Were you?
So from there, I decided to apply to Zuma when they were opening here in New York. I got hired, so I was part of the opening team for them. It was a huge learning experience, especially coming from high volume, mostly making margaritas, all kinds of margaritas, and being able to like get into like kind of more like luxury spaces. And there I got to learn a lot about the cocktail scene, especially the cocktail scene in New York City and in Europe. And there I got to meet some of the people that, open the doors to and then allow me to like show that I was more than, just a pretty face like I was told once.
Oh, no, but you're a pretty face though. But that doesn't mean that you're not smart, strong,
exactly.
and
That's the thing. It's like I was very much like I took offense to that. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
like exactly. I just want to.
That's good.
I want to do good work, and I want to be respected for my work and my ethics and my persona, not for what people see outside or what they want to see.
Yeah,
and that's good that when people think less of you, and then you show them like in your face, like this is how I was made for this, and it's not just like about physics or a friend of friend, right?
Yeah.
You have to show your skills. Yeah.
And then from there, so funny story, not so funny. I was working at an event as a support bartender at Suma. And I was told, okay, you're just support. You're not making a single cocktail. So, okay, put your head down and do what people ask you to do. I'm like, heard. And I was asked by one of the bartenders during this guest shift, it was 3 bartenders, to make a cocktail because they were in the weeds, and I made the cocktail. And my boss saw me and like reprimanded me and was like, "You're going to go to the downstairs bar and you're there for the rest of the night." I was like, "Okay, fuck. Okay." And
It's
then,
like for being the good.
I mean, haters gonna hate.
That's true. Yeah.
But I was like, okay, shit. I guess I fucked up, and a part of me was obviously angry because I was told to help, and this is how they asked me to help. And then when I helped, it was like, it's not your place.
Yeah.
And then Tim Cooper, he was there from Ford. Shout out Tim. He saw me working, and he, at the end of the night, pulled me aside. He goes, "Hey, I have a friend I'm opening a bar with, and I think you should meet her. And I think you will be a great fit for what we're doing." I'm like, okay, cool. So a week later, I meet Tim and Eryn.
Oh.
And they're doing R&D for Sons and Daughters, which, it was short-lived, but it was an amazing program with amazing people. And yeah, and I got to go and like meet them. They were like behind the bar with like so many core containers, just doing R&D. I've never seen R&D like that. I came from like not seeing R&D at all to like seeing a kitchen where we had a kind of like a prep team. And when I asked if I could, get in there, I was told no. Mm-hmm. And then to see like bartenders actually doing their own thing and really tasting. And I spent like 3 hours hanging out with them. And it was such a great experience that like put things in front of me and like tested my knowledge in a way. But I was like, I don't know, jack shit. Like, and yeah, and they asked me to join their team. And from there, I left Zuma. I stayed just working as Sons and Daughters with Eryn and with Tim. From there, I went to the Woolly Public, which also short-lived, but it was an amazing program with amazing people. I got to meet some of my best friends there. I got to meet some of the people that I worked with for many years after that. And I was bar backing for a speed rack after party that we threw at the Woolly. So, I was like, okay, I need a second job. And I went to Llama Inn and I was super nervous. I remember, the manager was interviewing me and like, she had already seen me work because she went to one of the events and kind of like, she's like, "You're okay. You're fine." I was so nervous. And yeah, and I ended up working at Llama. At the same time, I was at the Woolly Public, and Eryn pulls me aside one day. He was like, "Hey, I'm opening another bar. It's called Banza Bar." And that's where I met Eddie. Cause I got to work at Freeman's and I got to, bartend and work a couple events there. But then I got to open Banza Bar, which is such a special, little, space and, doing something like pairing cocktails with food and really taking like a low proof approach to cocktails that, we weren't seeing then, and really using 4 to 5s and all that. And I was about to move to Spain. I was like, this has been great, but I want to move to Spain. I don't want to be in New York City. Like I was feeling like something needed to change in my life.
You wanted to explore.
I wanted to explore, like, again, like I've always saw myself as somebody that will live in many places. Yeah. And, that's not to say that like, who knows, maybe next year I move, and I really want to experience other spaces. But the owner of Llama tells me like, "So we're opening another restaurant and we want you to be the head bartender." I'm like, okay. So I'm like, sure. This is maybe the change that I needed. It was some and maybe it was like giving me responsibilities and like seeing that I could do, grow skills that I thought already had, but I needed the mentorship and the tools to grow. And I went from that, opened Llama San, which was amazing. Beautiful restaurant with a beautiful program. It was so interesting because for 8 years, I did a lot of growing. It was a lot of growing pain. I was younger.
Yeah, because, sorry to interrupt back. I met you when you start working at Banza Bar, and the good memories, like seeing you now when I met you, it was super cool because I'm not saying that you're old or anything, but you see that I saw your hunger of like, you know, I'm doing this, I love it, and you're passionate about it. I see how you grow, and I'm very proud of you, and I admire you so much. I always tell you that it's seeing a person, but also like we became friends during this process, and also seeing like someone that represents me, like a Latina, like a woman, like, you know, like minority and everything. And I remember I want to point out the Freeman's time, because I also work a little bit there, and but I see the process when you start training for a speed rack. Yeah. And that was super cool, because I didn't know anything about the speed rack. And then I remember Eryn, you know, you tell him then and everything you were talking, I remember perfectly. And she had a watch, like timer. And I was like, what are they doing, right? And eventually, also I saw you, like, you went to participate. Can you talk a little bit of Speed Rack?
Yeah. To be fair, I did not want to do it. And to this day, it takes so much courage to go on stage and do what you do every day and allow people to judge you that publicly. But I didn't know why to do it. Eryn was like, you're going to do it. And then I did it one year. I'm like, okay, well, I did good. This is great. And then the next year she's like, no, you're doing it again. So I really like, Eryn is one of my mentors and friend. I really like love, and to this day, like have so much, respect for her pushing me to do things that I was scared to do. And she saw things in me that I wasn't seeing. So Speed Rack was awesome, honestly. Like, even if you don't get up to stage, like, I learned so much from myself. I learned that I am super impatient and get tested every day. But I also learned that I am a better loser than a winner, because I can't take compliments. I'm working on it. It like actually makes me very uncomfortable. And I learn much more from my quote unquote losing experiences than winning. It's beyond being fast. You actually have to like taste the product that you're going to be on stage with that you probably never worked with before, down to the syrup. You're tasting day off the syrup. Like, you're training with your own things, and you're creating community, like hitting up like, hey, so, I'm training for Speed Rack and I really need boost. Can I buy it from you, or can I trade you? And this is before it was like a big thing on social media. Like, cult following was big, but I feel like now it's like
it's bigger,
you know, and I think it's very beautiful. But the resources, you really had to hustle to get those resources. I was like calling people, like training at other friends' bars without a group. Like, hey, can I just like come to your bar? Because I want to train in as many different bar setups as possible, because you don't know what you're gonna have up there, and you don't know where you do it prelims what the setup is. So I was switching my well every time and going, look, okay, my muscle memory is always going to tell me that I'm going to pick up with my ride this bottle. My juices are always going to be on this. So now if I was in this setup, how am I going to put it over here and make sure that it doesn't fall? It's like insane. But yeah, I got to, my first season, I got to make top 8, and I had great judges, and they judged me fairly and harshly, but I learned from that. To this day, I take everything that they said, like dilution. How does dilution is effective when you're in a room full of lights? When your ice has been sitting there for hours, when your glass is not, cold, or when you're shaking too fast and you're just like shaking to shake and you're not like actually adding aeration. And it really, really taught me so much. And then I came back the next year and I got to win New York City. Tri-State. Hey, it was awesome.
So we have a champion in the house.
Oh, I got to judge prelims last year too. This past year now during tails, which was a really fun experience. I had way too many Lyon's tails. So I I had like so many Lyan sales. My palate was dead. But it was really fun. I will continue to give my time to it as much as I can, as much as they allow me to.
You were a new generation and now you're seeing new generations. Like, what would be like your take on like now and then?
I am very happy to see how community forward everybody is. Like, people are actually uplifting each other. I feel like before it used to be very much like, there can only be this many women bartender. Like, I was the only woman behind the bar for a long time.
So going back to your trajectory, which is very impressive. So you went from Lamas and I think you were about to mention about when you went to open it in Madrid, right?
Yeah. So we went from, the shit show of 2020, and for a while we were talking how we wanted to open in Spain, and like we talked about pop-ups, and 2021 came around and we were like, let's do this thing in Spain. And I was able to be the opening like the manager / bar director for this opening. I created the program there along with an amazing team. It was quite an experience to be able to open in a different country where they, build cocktails differently, and the brands work differently and laws are differently, and you come in a way, even if we live in New York City, which is a very diverse, open-minded city, it was a different process. It was hard, but it was very rewarding. I got to travel a lot to one of my favorite cities. I got to meet amazing people, not only the people that worked at the restaurant and bar, but also the people in the industry there, a bunch of other people that came from Mexico and Colombia, a few Dominican people too. And it was like really amazing to create like a Lyan community in Spain, and like creative friendships that I hope we're able to continue to carry. Shout out to Maria and to Wilmer and the rest of the Entre Compas team. I don't think they know like how important it was to see a group of like a bunch of Latin people working together and like being able to just like, oh, okay, I can hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
And I can just be myself. We're compas.
Yeah.
So we opened Lama in there and Bar Lama. And then we got a call from London, and we were able to open a restaurant, Lama Inn, inside of the Hoxton, in Shoreditch. So I was able to open that as well with another amazing group of. It was a partnership, like managing deal. So we brought the concept, but the day-to-day gets managed by their team. And it was great. I got to meet legendary people, bartenders that have been doing the thing there for a long time, and then came back to New York City almost every time for every trip. Very happy for those times, but also very exhausted. I was put to the ringer, having to manage and operate from the United States and like working 2 other countries with different languages as well. Like my brain was in Spanish, like Spanglish, and then in like Castilian, and then
and the units. I think it's hard, right? Because they don't work in ounces. They work
they work in mLs. So right now I work in mLs too, and I'm glad that I got to have that experience, but it's still really freaking hard. Like it's no joke. And I continue to say, if you can bartend in mLs and in ounces, just look at it as you're a bilingual bartender.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I think sometimes it's easier, especially if you're batching.
Oh.
If you do batches, boom.
Okay, so once I started doing prep and like I understood what prep was like, I was doing it in ounces and cups. And then once I started to do like my programs, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I am going to do mLs. And then when I went to Spain and then working in London, I'm like, okay, it does make a lot of more sense. And I also went from like not only measuring, but like actually weighing things. And, all that makes a huge difference. And And yeah, shout out to MLs.
Yes.
We love you, milliliters.
Shout out, Mary.
Yeah, it's super hard. Like, sometimes it's like 0.0 ounces and like, what?
That's like
Super hard.
Yeah.
Multiply that by 20, 30, 60. And the amount of numbers.
Yeah, no, but
So talking about just, this is your work experience, but what about your personal life? Like how's been your, like being, you know, coming from Dominican Republic and then dropping out of the school and saying like, you know what, whatever, but I live in New York City where, you know, dreams are made of, right? So how's your experience living here?
you know, I've been really lucky. I have my very core group of friends who are not industry, and one of them is my best friend Brandon, who I met when I was in middle school in Dominican Republic. My other best friend Nair, who I met when I was in my second year of high school in Dominican Republic.
Aww.
And then my other best friend Rebecca, who I met on my first year in Florida. And we're all being really, really close friends since this day. Like, they're my emergency contact.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been very lucky to have them as a support. So I don't know, like, I think it's important for me to have like a life outside of like this industry, the circle, you know. I think it's healthy. I know this is like a whole different topic, but I remember when the conversation of moving away from tips started happening, and being able to be in a position where I was still I was head bartender, so I was making tips. And but I also understood what was starting to happen in the operational side. And I know how much we were paying for rent. I know, like, I could see the P&Ls, and I was like, fuck, like, but how do we survive as a business? You know, because exactly. Like, I mean, if you are paying rent in New York City, you know, it's already really fucking hard. So imagine in a business where you're paying $12,000 minimum. And this is like 7 years ago, like rent now, rent is even more expensive.
Also, there is another trend in, real estate. Like, I heard that if you want to open a restaurant or a bar, back in the day, you can rent a place for 20 years. Now it's like they give you, I think, 5 the most.
Yeah, if you're lucky, if you get a grandfathered, rent, which you have to go through a city board and all that. You have to collect signatures. You really have to put out like why you want to open that space, to get a liquor license as well is hard. So there's a lot of things that happen like in behind the scenes for those bars and restaurants to be successful and to be able to stay open.
At the end of the day, we have fun in this industry too, right?
We have fun. We have joy.
Oh my God. I think some of my best experiences in life have definitely been through the like things that we get to do. Like, it's so joyful. We're in the people business. Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you want to, I say this to my team. I'm like, if you want to bartend, you have to be a good server, because you have to be able to talk to people and not just, you should never be a bartender that puts their head down and just make drinks. If not, then you're not a bartender, because we're here to talk to people, and create experiences and, like, change people's day. And sometimes it might not be with you creating a crazy conversation. It might just be by you, smiling at them and that's it. Like, probably nobody has smiled to that person all day. But we are in the people business, and it's been really awesome to meet as many people as I've met and have experiences that otherwise I wouldn't have. And
do you have like a funny or crazy story that you remember?
My first Tales was just a couple of years ago, and it was with Pa'Lante, and I went to Tales to do speed rack as a volunteer, and then to do this awesome pop-up for Pa'Lante in this really beautiful home where I was able to share with a bunch of other people that run portfolios in Mexican spirits. And I was there with a core team of the Pa'Lante team, and just being able to like pretty much live like with all these people and like cooked together, and we hosted this beautiful dinner, and then we did a really fun pool party, just some nights of just like going to like, okay, so that was one night where Amy and two of our brand ambassadors, Amy's the co-founder and CMO of Pa'Lante. She's amazing. If you know Pa'Lante, if you know Casa Pa'Lante, if you've been to any of our events, you definitely know Amy. She is freaking amazing. And she's super sweet. She's not industry, guys. She's been bartending now. I mean, you gotta give it to this girl. But we were just all drinking. We finished a whole bottle of Pa'Lante Añejo. And it at the pool, just like, not healthy either, but smoking cigarettes and talking shit. And it was such a fun night. And it was right before our pool party. And the next day we threw this crazy pool party. We had like Miami Vices, and it was like a whole, like we rented frozen machines. We partnered with other brands and had like floaties. And
we went to that party.
We went to the party.
It was so much. We had a hot dog station. It was so much fun. And
it was great.
It was like, it was nothing like massive, but it was just such a joyful time.
Yeah.
And the people were amazing. Being able to see like industry friends and also like friends that will come through and like, we're like, oh shit, you guys are doing the thing. And, you know, it just felt really nice. And just being able to hang out outside of a bar and like be outside. Yeah. And the sun, relax. Have Miami Vices come through, just like float. Yeah. Show up.
And, you know, like having all these experiences and, you know, looking back, what was the motivation of staying in the bar industry instead of like, you know, I'm going to continue my jewelry or my cosmetology? I
realized that I wanted to do more than just like bartending every day. And I saw the operational side of things. I saw that I was mentoring people, not realizing that I was like one of my other best friends, Maricela, and we actually
Maricela Dobson.
Yo, Maricela Dobson.
We love you.
We love you so much. She's a patapa baby.
That's a little Peter.
Yeah. We love you so much.
Yeah.
But she's somebody that I work with at the Woolly, and I train her, and I didn't realize I was like actually making any like impact like in her life. I thought it was just like, and we ended up becoming best friends. I call her my wife. Some people some people think we're actually dating. I wish I was that lucky. Sorry, Nate. Yeah. Just kidding. No, but she just said something to me one day, like, you know, like, I'm so grateful that you like taught me how to bartend. And she was the first person that I like was like, hey, I want you to work with me and it will be fucking amazing. And she did. And she stuck around the pandemic too. And we were able to like work together and that just kind of put a fire under my ass. Like, you know, like if I can not only like make great friendships like I'm making now, I can also like teach people. And I think that's where my forte is. Honestly, like I do think I'm a good bartender. I actually enjoy bartending. I am physically destroyed, so I chose not to do it every day. But I love it. Like, but being able to coach people, it's truly where like my passion is.
We just recently visited you at the new opening of the new cocktail bar.
Yes.
It's beautiful. The drinks are amazing. If you folks haven't tried it yet, they just did the grand opening last week.
It was our first weekend.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
We had a really good cocktails. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this new project you are working with?
Oh my God. I'm so excited. Seed Library, New York City. It is part of Mr. Lyan. If you know, you probably know Mr. Lyan by White Lion or Dandelion. Seed Library is a bar that they first opened in London in like 2019. And they've been wanting to open in New York City for a long time. They opened in DC a while back, with, Silver Lion. and they finally made the move here. It was a job that I wasn't looking for it. I got to, I was transitioning jobs, and I had a friend that hit me up and goes like, hey, I know that, you want to be somewhere else and you want to do something different. And she put me in contact with them. Next day, we had a meeting. I had a meeting with Alex Lawrence, and he is amazing. He's another one that is a mentor to many. And Alex and Ryan and James and Adrian have become, in such a little time, such a great people to work for. And I appreciate how much they believe in me and like put me in charge. I'm like, heard. It is a beautiful basement bar here in New York City. We make really approachable cocktails. We really embrace nature in a city where, the concrete jungle and nature really mix well together. We have, we try to work with local, as many local, producers as we can. So like trying to get our honey locally, carrots if during season, getting it locally as well. Like we really, like it's about the product itself and then about hospitality more than anything. If you go to any Lyan bar, this is something that you're going to see. I mean, the first time I went to a Lyan bar was actually Seed Library during their opening week, not knowing that it was actually part of Mr. Lyan.
In London?
In London, in Shoreditch, yeah, because it was when I was opening La Mayen there. I went by myself, and they made me feel so welcome. Like, I just stroll in, like, it was some of the best experiences I've ever had. And, when I interviewed with them, I had no doubt that it was just going to be the same thing. And being able to have this team and see how we're already making people feel at home. And we already have regulars. We've been open for a week. We have people have been in like 3-4 times. It's insane.
No, it's really cool. Actually,
it's so cool.
I get the opportunity to be invited for the friends and family. And when I went in, I was like, wow, this is the bar I really want to be all the time.
Yeah.
Because
you did say that. That was so sweet. You're like, I'm going to be here all the time. I'm like,
it's our carnival.
I want to keep it word. Because, it's the ambience. It has everything. It has the ambience, the service, the team are super cool.
And also the entire team is people we know who have been, running into around the city. And such a great group of people in there.
More than anything, they're just humble people. Everybody. It is, I've been really lucky to work with many amazing people, but this has reignited a fire in me that I was kind of losing. And it's just like, be around good people and do good things. And that's it.
And I heard that the system of work is like, everybody does everything, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to depend only into bartenders.
Yeah. So everybody gets trained as a bartender. And then every day we switch positions. So right now, the way that it works, we have the bar with actual 4 positions behind the bar. We have 0, which is a service station. So essentially you're running the line and calling drinks like you're at the pass. I love it. I was in there on Saturday. I did 0 and we had 203 covers on our first Saturday, and it was exhilarating. I had so much fun. Time flew by, but it was like calling tickets, like, and it got to like, it was just awesome, honestly. It takes a lot of, like, tenacity to manage that position because you're calling the drinks to the rest of the team behind the bar. And if you are behind, they're behind. That means the floor is behind. So we all work so 0 can work, and then 0 works so everybody else can work.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of Appletech. That's what some of the concept was, because they had the expo. The expo will call the drinks for every bartender will have to make certain amount.
Yeah. So this is like not necessarily a new thing, but it's something that, shows that there's many ways to do what we do.
Yeah.
So we have 0, then we have 1, which is kind of like our service. It's our service station that focus on making the drinks for the floor. They have people that sit in front of them. Obviously, they take care of them. But if a guest in front of them asks them for, like, you get a drink order, you will pass it either to 1.5, which is in between service and point. And 1.5 is really like the extension of those 2 people. And I had this moment where the first night that we had a 1.5, that people were, I think we all thought that they were going to be like a bar back, and they didn't realize how much, like, you're not just grabbing glassware. Like you are there to like help make sure that those drinks are coming out as fast as possible. You're making sure that martini is diluted to a martini dilution. You're making sure that ice comes out 10 seconds. We say glass in 10 seconds. We take it out 10 seconds before the drink is going in there, because we want to make sure the experience at the table is just as if you were sitting right in front of the bartender. And then 2 makes the drinks for the whole bar. And then 2 can help with obviously drinks as well. If, let's say, the bar is not busy, which hopefully that's never the case. Hopefully we always have a full bar. And then we have, the kind of like the sections on the floor, and it's bartenders too. And I see that they're thriving behind the bar. I love that, going to the floor. I want you to like feel comfortable everywhere.
Yeah.
So every day we're switching people, and you just have to come prepared. You might have not been bartending for 3 days, you know, and you better show up to your shift 3 days after like you bartended 5 days straight.
Yeah.
So it's really fun.
You know, I want to thank you again for coming and sharing everything that you're doing at this point and what you have been doing to get to this point, basically.
Thank you.
It's I mean, from the day you started, when you say somebody put you behind the bar to now running these programs, all from a renowned, you know.
It's very exciting, you know. For a long time, I'm like, oh, I want to run my programs, but for a while I was missing mentorship. And again, just because I'm a certain age, or I've been in the industry for a certain amount of time, that does not mean that I can learn from other people, and I can learn and have new mentors, so people that inspire me or role models. And being able to be part of this new team has been very, very rewarding in the very little amount of time that I've been in it. I mean, it's only been like a month and so, but I can see, you know, I feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's bright. It's not a tunnel. we have a great future ahead. Like, at the end of the day, we're here for people, and we hope people come to the bars for us. We make really fucking great cocktails too, but
I can attest to that.
Yeah, but we're people business, and we want people to come hang out with us.
Where is it located?
It is located in 30th Street and Park Avenue. We are doing the thing from 5 p.m. and on, and close Mondays. I love you guys so much. Like, you guys have, since the day that I met you, you guys have always been so kind to me, and like,
oh, thank you.
Like, so supportive. And, you know, I hope, you know, this friendship continues to grow.
Yeah.
It's been so rewarding to see friends come through and like support, and, you know, and like actually legitimately, we feel like, you know, love, and, you know, in times where we need a lot of that. Thank you.
Before we go, I just want to, you know, remark that, Natasha, I really, really admire you, because I see you when you came to New York, and how you become this, you know, mentor, and how much love you put in this. And, you know, you're very approachable. And I feel like, for me personally, it's something that I'm thankful, because you represent Latinas, women, and, you know, in this industry. Obviously it's been changing, but still we have that, sensation of like women are less, but we're there. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I want to start by thanking you for another day. Thank you for coming today, and for taking the time, and for talking about your story. It's so important for us to know, and for the folks in our audience also to know who you are as a wonderful human. Yeah, as a wonderful wonderful human being.
So before we go, I want to say thank you also to Melissa, our editor. She's been doing great job. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Claps for her. Wait, can we do the claps?
Yes.
For Melissa?
Bravo!
Another Latina from Puerto Rico, and we're very proud of her too. And you guys, we're doing this podcast because we love it, but also if you love it, there is a link that you can buy us a coffee, like tip your bartender.
Tip your bartender.
And if you want to support this, please subscribe so we can grow and share it with your abuelita, your tios, your friends.
Comment.
Yeah.
Comment, because the inboxes, sometimes we don't get to read them. But if you guys comment on our social media, we're going to be able to read it.
Yes. And
thank you.
You can tell us if you like it, what we can improve. If you want to have someone, we're going to look for them. And, if you have questions also, we're going to leave here the Natasha social link, and she can, if you find you need something to reach her, maybe she will answer you. I hope you're not very busy.
No, I'll try to answer if anybody wants to.
Thank you so
But
much.
thank you so much. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista.
Corte y fuera.